And of course, that's just the beginning.
Good afternoon, Bashar.
And a you good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
I guess I'm perfect as well.
All right. You don't have to guess. When we say perfect, all of you are perfect in whatever version you are being of yourselves at this moment. We understand, if I may digress for just one moment, the idea of always continuing to expand and grow and improve yourselves. And I understand that you may feel that you are more expanded or better than you were a moment ago in the very next moment of your lives. But it isn't really better, it's just different. The idea is that at every moment, whatever you are is absolutely a perfect version of whatever you are at that moment. And by knowing that you are a perfect version of that, that paradoxically is actually the state of being that allows you to become something more. It's when you divest yourself of your own sense of worth that you actually stay longer where you are until you get the point. Do continue.
Thank you. I guess I don't really have a question. I have more of a statement, as you
By
mentioned.
all means.
I've been lucky enough to be inspired to follow my excitement since a very young age.
All right.
And I find myself...
Now, you know that's not lucky. You arranged that. You understand? You know, you choose your lives, you know, generally speaking, and sometimes very specifically. Choose your parents, choose the city, choose the circumstance. You understand?
Yes.
All right.
And so therefore, I've chosen to be where I am at right now, which is to be a musician and a singer.
All right.
And this earth is going through a transformative stage.
Really? Hadn't noticed.
And so I would just like to hear, I find myself in a very mysterious field, music.
Mystery.
And so I would just love to hear any sort of ideas or concepts you might have about being in my position where I have an ability to affect a lot of change and growth in people through my art form.
All right. Now, do you remember what we said about the concept of impact?
I don't.
All right. You already are having all the impact you can ever possibly have just by existing. Creating your music, creating your art form will never create more impact in the world than you already have. What it will do is it will reveal to you and allow you to perceive and others to perceive the impact you're already having, just in a specific way. Does that make sense?
It does.
Does that idea itself help propel you in a different artistic direction?
Yes.
How so?
It brings me back to not looking for sort of the payoffs or whatever what I'm doing, but just to come back into myself.
Yes.
And to know myself.
Yes.
And to express that in the deepest way I know
And
how.
that is the payoff. To know yourself as fully as you can is to recognize you already contain everything your mind wants, but doesn't know it has. Self-revelation. When you are yourself, the payoff is your reality actually already contains everything that your experientially segregated mind thinks it needs to work for to get.
Amen.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yes. The idea is that you are already a complete kit. You already contain all the things your life needs to support you in all the possible ways that abundance can support you, that excitement can support you, that creativity can support you, that love can support you. You already have it all. You already contain it all. It's just that your mind, playing the separation game, doesn't recognize that. By being yourself as full as you can, what you come into the awareness of, and what the payoff is, so to speak, for being yourself in the here and now, living in the moment completely, is that you suddenly recognize that your reality already contains all the things you need. And they can start to manifest and show themselves to you because they're not out there, they're right here. They're part of you. They're just reflections of you. And when you are in the proper state to see those reflections, remember, you cannot perceive what you are not the vibration of. When you are the proper vibration that knows you already contain everything you need, then your reality can reflect that to you through the course of synchronistic manifestation. Does that make sense?
It certainly does.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
You see, this is how our civilization exists moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. We plan nothing. Nothing. We are simply where we need to be, when we need to be there, interacting with whom we need to interact with at that moment perfectly. Because we trust it will always be so, it is always so. Continue.
Hello, dear Bashar.
And you, good day.
I'm so happy to be
thank
here
you.
with you in this way,
All right.
with my husband.
All right.
We traveled from Illinois. That's probably not
Illinois.
got that right away, didn't he? Not as far as you've traveled, probably.
Oh, I am still in my ship.
Oh, all right. How efficient.
And again, for us, distance has really no meaning.
I wrote a song once called No Distance. Maybe I need to revisit that,
All
right?
right. Maybe that would be fun for you.
Yes, it would. I have a creation
Yes.
that I'd like to share with,
right.
with this wonderful group and with you. That is, I call it my morning focus.
Morning focus. Yes.
And what it is a visiting of a sequence of statements from my favorite teachers.
Yay.
And Bashar is one of my favorite teachers.
Just as you are all one of ours.
Wonderful. And I notice when I get to the sequence of what I call Bashar's greatest hits, you know, like there's no reality but what you believe about yourself. And
All right. Now, understand, we didn't invent that. It's just our interpretation of a knowledge and a truth you all know and comes from many different sources. We don't, in that sense, invent those things. We simply interpret them for those that are of a vibration that need to hear it from us in a certain way.
I see. Well,
Thank you.
the particular words with the voice pattern that
Yes.
you're expressing
Yes, which is also part of the communication.
resonates in
Yes.
my mind.
Yes.
And I noticed that there does often feel to be an electrical connection quite similar
Yes.
to being in the presence with you.
Exactly so.
So I just simply want to share with people, if they feel that they want to be with you and it doesn't seem like they can, maybe just think of some of Bashar's statements that you particularly relate
All
to.
you have to do is recreate within you the feeling that you have when you believe you are, quote unquote, in our presence. In that moment, you actually are in our presence.
Yes, it is.
Yes, because
Exactly.
again, the converse of the idea, you cannot experience what you are not the vibration of, is whatever you are the vibration of is determinal what you will experience. And you are on that level in order to experience it. So many of you think we go away. We don't. We are constantly transmitting. You go away.
The earth turns away from the sun.
All you have to do is be back in the feeling you are having in this moment right now, and you actually are in communication with us. And we with you, but in a different way.
It's very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a serious political question to ask.
Oh, a serious political question. All right. You do understand that there are times when we cannot necessarily advise you on your own politics, but we'll see where this goes.
All right. Fair enough. I've done a lot of research into the dynamics behind what we call 9/11 or September 11th.
Yes.
The attacks.
We understand what you are referring to.
Do I recall correctly, Bashar, that you said on a previous recording that there would likely be or may be a nuclear event in Manhattan at some point?
When we talked about the idea of a terrorist strike in your New York City, at that time, there was a high likelihood it could have also been nuclear. That was not the case. The attack still occurred, and in that part of the prediction came to pass. However, more recently, we have also said that there is, still as we read the energy, about a 97 to 98% probability that there may be a random terrorist nuclear strike somewhere in the Middle East.
I see. I had seen information or speculation that there were micro nukes in the World Trade Center towers, and that's why
No.
they were pulverized.
No.
Right. Thank you for that information.
Thank you.
One more thing, please.
Yes.
My mother and I have talked in the past about when she was pregnant with me and
Yes.
was not particularly delighted to be having another child.
Oh, all right.
That she experienced a burn all over her whole body at about the time she probably was going to miscarry, and then she didn't miscarry.
Yes.
And we seem to think there was some communication between us, but
Yes.
we have not been able to tease it out.
Well, that's all right. It served its purpose.
I see.
Because the idea of the burn was the sending of energy by you in the non-physical state, saying, stay in this vibration. You were giving her a vibrational resonance to meet, to match, to harmonize with, and the difference between the vibrational resonance she needed to be in to give birth to you and the vibrational resonance she was in caused friction and felt to her like a burn. You understand?
And it manifested as such physically, yes.
Yes. Because anytime you have resistance to your natural self, as you know, even in physical terms, resistance causes friction, which causes heat. So anytime you have a vibration that is far off of a vibrational state that is, in a sense, more representative of your ideal state, and you put the two together in some kind of comparative action, you will feel the difference between the two vibrations, and sometimes that can translate in a variety of ways. It can translate as an illness, a sickness, a physiological kind of discomfort, or the idea of heat or temperature changes. A variety of kinds of interpretations can occur. But that communication, in a sense, came from you showing her the proper state and how different her state was from that.
And the good news at the conclusion of this at 58 years, the conclusion of that cycle, I would say, is that we both no longer are feeling that resistance. Finally.
All right. I understand, finally to you, but
Yes.
also from the soul's perspective, a instant in time.
Thank goodness.
Nevertheless, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
It's an honor to be in your presence.
And yours as well.
And it's an honor to be in your presence because you bring out in me what I really want to feel.
Oh, all right.
But
you are bringing it out in yourself, just giving yourself permission to do so in my presence.
Right.
Right.
Right. There's so many things in my mind that I want to speak with you. One is
Yes.
a head thing, and another is a heart
head
thing.
A heart thing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about the different organs.
I've
The
got
different centers of consciousness.
I have a foot, I have an elbow, I have a wrist.
Yes.
But we'll focus on the head and heart.
Oh, all right.
Early you talked about the power of polarity.
The power of paradox.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been struggling.
Struggling. Rhymes with juggling.
My mind wants to somehow come to grips with this dualistic way that
Yes.
we perceive
Yes.
the physical, this non-physical thing
Yes.
that you are teaching us about. It's just, it's wonderful.
Oh, all right.
And I think all of our souls feel that, but our minds just do not. I cannot get my mind wrapped around this.
It's just training, that's all. It's just that many of you have been trained to not take your cue from your heart. Your heart beats, and as it beats, it gives off an electromagnetic bubble that expands out at the speed of light. And while it's doing that, it is actually sending to your brain, literally, a codation, an encodation for what kind of neurological path would actually be most representative of the path of least resistance for the electromagnetic impulses traveling on it, because the heart is the master of the electromagnetic pulse. And it's sending you, look, arrange yourself this way, arrange yourself according to this vibration. Do this and things will be easy. Do this and things will be smooth. Do this and we will be in harmony. But the mind, on your planet, because of the experience of limitation and forgetfulness, has been trained to resist that, has been trained to think in a different way, has been trained to believe that it's the master and must organize things and must control things. And if it doesn't have the ability to do that, then something is wrong. So it will resist any attempt, in a sense, to restructure it that way. And then you have the battle between the heart, the struggle between the heart and the mind. You follow me?
Yes.
So it's just an issue of getting in touch with the definitions and the belief systems that allow you to maintain a particular neurological pattern that may be antithetical to the codation that the heart is attempting to send you, that represents the vibrational path of least resistance.
I was not going to ask you this next question, but you mentioned coding.
Yes.
Twice or maybe
Yes.
3 times.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the wing makers?
Yes.
What can you tell me? What can you tell? I really am attracted to their literature, their language. Their,
Why?
Their holism.
Why?
Because it's very similar to your vibration.
But why are you attracted to it? Is it because it resonates?
Resonates big time. Yes.
All right.
The holism, the holographic perspective, the
Yes.
non-dual perspective.
Remember, ascension is the product of inclusion, not exclusion. Duality always exists. It's just that you form a different relationship to the idea than you have.
So, like bringing the dark into the or the rubber band.
Yes, you allow it to be equal, valid as choices. You do not eliminate, you do not exclude. You do not assume that it will not be in your reality, that you will not contain it. You contain it, that's what you have to deal with. The idea is, how do you deal with it? If you treat it as equal in that sense, then you will not be at the effect of it. It will be at the effect of you. Make sense?
Yes, it does. One other thing, I'll try to be brief here.
Well, don't try.
Okay, right.
Remember.
I've never heard that before.
Remember, our favorite tea is brevity.
Is there tea here somewhere? We can have some tea? No. I perceive that I feel that I am at a Y in the road, so to speak, a crossroads.
Yes. Well, what else does a Y symbolize in your society? A wishbone. Make a wish.
I wish to, well, you talked earlier about the impact.
Yes.
And that there's an audience already there. And
Yes.
that's one thing I've felt like I've been following my excitement. My mouth is getting dry.
That's all right.
That I have been following my excitement by connecting with fans of Yes. That's one of my most favorite musical groups.
Yes.
And
All right.
combining that feeling, that vibration with A Course in Miracles and
Yes.
holographic perspectives.
And your point is?
That I've been trying to make contact with these sorts of people,
Yes.
and to try to bring out these. I feel that the spiritual music and
Why are you attempting to contact these people, and are you having difficulty doing so?
yes, because
Why?
Because they do not contact me. I feel like I need.
Then why not simply create your own version of what they inspire in you? Thus taking yourself to the same vibrational level you believe they exist on, and thus allowing them to be able to see you for who you are, because they cannot perceive you if you don't exist in their vibrational state.
I guess I feel like I need help.
Well, what help?
Some feedback, some reflection of
To do what?
To do what excites me the most, and so
Which is? Where is your imagination? Use your imagination to apply what inspires you in whatever particular creative expression you wish.
Well, I have created websites and some forums to speak.
Yes, but you are giving us the very, very, very distinct impression that you actually haven't acted as fully on your excitement as you could because you're being held back by the idea that you can't do it yourself.
Yeah.
And the idea is that as soon as you take action as best as you can, you will have the help you need, even though it may not necessarily come from the directions that your mind expects it should. So, close the doors on the idea of the expectation and open the doors to the unknown and allow the help to come from unexpected directions. That will be the most surprising, the most fun, the most inventive, and the most creative, and just know it will come that way. But you must be on about the business of actually taking action on the things that excite you to the best of your ability. If you make a contact or an attempt at a connection to someone and they do not respond, then that is not an obstacle. It's an arrow telling you you need to move in another direction.
Okay.
So do it. Don't look at it. Don't define it as an obstacle. Keep moving in whatever direction you are capable of acting on your excitement in. That's the whole point. Even by what you may perceive as their ignoring of you, they're actually giving you a sign saying, don't go this way, go this way. This is you, not this way. This is the way to find you. Then, when you're in a different state, if there is a purpose and a reason for you to be in touch with them, synchronicity will make sure it is so. But don't wait for that because of your expectations of what you think it must happen like. Move on whatever way you can. Express your true excitement in whatever way you are capable of doing at every single moment, and that will be the thread that will lead to all other moments that need to happen in your excitement and to allow you to continue to expand in that direction. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Then thank you.
Thank you,
All we're
Bashar.
really saying is just play. Just play.
I like having fun.
All right. Then
Thank
have
you.
fun with everything that happens and do not disappoint yourself from your seat of control. Make sure you remain appointed to be the one in charge of your dream, your vision, your reality. All right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, you're not alone. You already have help from guides and many other beings anyway.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Hi. I understand there to be a light embodied.
Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
I understand there to be a light body state of consciousness,
In a
which
sense, yes.
our Earth beings are able to achieve.
Yes, in a sense, yes.
And I just wanted to expand my knowledge and hear your perception on that state of being, what one can learn in it.
All right. The idea, first of all, is again to have a slightly different definition and point of view of what this whole concept of light body and spirit and consciousness and soul are all about. In a sense, while still using the same kinds of terminologies that humans use to define these things, it might actually still be more precise to understand that your spirit is not in your body. Your body is in your spirit. And when you leave your body to go to other levels, so to speak, you're actually just expanding beyond the idea of physical focus to include the body and more of yourself, which is represented sometimes in your society by different layers or levels of vibration called light body, mental body, causal plane. All these different kinds of nomenclatures are just different ways of recognizing the refinements of vibrations that represent different degrees of expansion outward of your consciousness from the focus that it usually takes when you experience yourself as being in physical reality. Now, we have said a few times, and we will say here again, and we understand sometimes this language seems a little bit confusing, so we'll repeat it if you want us to. But understand, the idea of expansion, the idea of ascension, so to speak, is the realization, the recognition that you actually are the reality itself that you previously thought you existed in. Does that make sense? You
Yes.
actually are physical reality. You don't exist in it. You are physical reality. It's in you. And the idea of physical body, light body, causal plane, mental plane, astral plane, all these ideas are simply different expressions of your overall consciousness that represent different focal points within that consciousness that are representative of different degrees of ability at accessing knowledge, information, and experience. Now, the so-called light body level allows you to begin to truly understand the fundamental underlying template upon which you layer and build your physical reality experience. It's an understanding place, a place of understanding that everything is made of light, that even your scientists understand that physical matter doesn't really matter. It's actually energy. It's actually light in a different frequency. And that when you are in the light body state of expansion, then from that point of view, you can really sense that and really begin to understand how to work with physical materiality in a much more expanded, much more effortless way, because all it is shiftings in vibrations of light. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes, it helps.
Is it answering your question sufficiently?
Yes.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
And I wanted to hear about, I understand there seems to be a mode of transportation called teleportation.
Yes. And in fact, we believe your own scientists are beginning to get a handle on that. I believe recently your own scientists actually teleported a molecule.
I understand that the human brain, I don't know if it's the brain, but we're actually able to teleport ourselves.
Well, of course. You already innately have that ability. All beings do. And it's just a matter of understanding a few ideas. But you can also, shall we say, mimic it technologically. You can, in other words, give yourself a technological excuse for letting yourselves teleport. You understand?
Yes.
So, in that sense, it's sort of like a crutch. But, yes, of course, beings do it all the time, really, and they may not always be aware of it. It's the same thing we do with our ships as well. So in that sense, we allow our technology to be more reflective of the idea. And this is really the principle, at least as we understand it, that teleportation is based on. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
All right. Are you paying attention? Absolutely. All right. Now, do you have a small object, a pen, a penny, anything like that? Yeah. Here. Well, I mean, just all of you. You can keep it. I don't need it. But just take it out and perhaps hold it in one hand or put it on the floor or put it on your leg. Doesn't matter. As long as it is there and you can see it on one of your legs, in one of your hands, on the floor in one position, however you wish to do it, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Are you doing this?
Yes.
All right. What object are you using?
I have a quarter.
A quarter. All right. Now, understand that that quarter has a certain vibrational signature. You follow me?
Yes.
All right. That signature is what makes it what you perceive to be a quarter. That equation, that energy equation, vibrational signature equation, in your understanding of consciousness, allows you to perceive that concept as a quarter. Make sense?
Yes.
Now, take that quarter, or whatever object you are all using, and put it in the other hand. Have you done this?
Yes.
All right, now, I want to explain something to you. That's a different quarter. It's not the same quarter, because it now has a different vibrational signature. Why? Because it's in a different location. And here's the key. Remember, first of all, that continuity is an illusion that you create with consciousness. You are creating the illusion of continuity that says it's the same quarter. It's the same quarter that was here, and now it's the same quarter, but it's over here. That phrase, but it's over here, contains a lot of interesting information, because what it actually means is this. An object does not exist in a location. Location is one of the properties of the object. The equation of the quarter in one hand is not the same as the equation of the quarter in the other hand. The variable in the equation that has changed is the locational one. It's a different equation. and thus a different quarter. But continuity is created with consciousness between them. Now, teleportation is this idea, and this is how we have applied it to our spacecraft. And in a sense, this is how beings use it who do it naturally. When you understand that location is a variable of the equation of the property of the object, if you are capable of figuring out some way to change that locational variable to represent the signature of another location, by definition, the object must cease being in location A and must suddenly start being in location B because you've changed its equation without traveling in between. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The idea is that any point in space has a locational equation to it. And if you say, well, all right, I'm going to change the locational variable gradually from point to point to point and create a sense of continuity, an illusion of continuity, then what you get is this kind of motion where you can see some kind of intervening occupancy of the object through a series of different locational spaces, going from here to here. And you say, well, it traveled, but it's actually teleporting from here to 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 here. Now, if you understand that you just simply need the vibration of location A and the vibration of location Z, and you don't need all the ones in the middle, then you can simply have an object with vibration location A, impose upon it somehow the vibrational location of Z, and it will simply stop being here and start being here without going through all of the middle points. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, when contact occurs, one of the things we talked about before in terms of the energy of our civilization overwhelming the energy of an individual from your civilization, this would also be one of the side effects, because as we are more connected to many different kinds of dimensions of our consciousness, then all of those so-called imposed barriers of location also break down within our consciousness. Barriers of time, barriers of space. All those ideas of barriers no longer exist. So, to add to the idea that our presence, exposure to our presence, would not only bring up issues you're not necessarily willing to face into your mind consciously, it would also begin to break down the barriers of time and space for you. And again, that must be done at a pace you are ready to handle, so that you don't just simply pop out of your existence and not come back. Continue.
Oh, great. Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Good to be with you again. It's me.
It's you.
It's me.
All right.
It's all me.
It's all you.
So I have my notes here.
Notes.
Thank you for bringing your, let's see, how do you say this? Your vibration to New York City through Daryl for us.
You are welcome.
It's wonderful. I was driving up the Sawmill Parkway to get here in the rain, and I was just devising some questions, and I thought, well, you're right. I know it all.
Glad you know that.
I don't mean that. Yeah, in this society, it's hard to say that, but
we understand.
But I do understand that, and I do believe that, and I have tested this, that it does work.
Of course. That all of you have access to source. Right. You all have the same access to the source that we do.
Yes. So I love that, and I also love the
it loves you.
Thank you. And I love the reflections.
Yes.
I love reflections of other people,
yes,
human or otherwise.
Or otherwise.
So I'm going to ask some reflections from you.
Oh, all right.
That's all right.
It's always all right to ask. We will only give you what we believe is appropriate.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I will trust the timing.
Thank you.
And
so will we.
Okay, good. I've been dying. I've been doing some dying lately.
Dying?
Yes. And
of what kind?
Well, actually, you did mention something about this earlier, and I almost literally was hit head-on in a car
All right.
accident, and
All right.
what I felt in my body, I felt like I did die that night.
All right.
I have experienced a handful of deaths in this life,
All
I
right.
believe, for myself.
Yes.
And I have retrieved them. I have retrieved myself through
Yes.
these lessons and rebirth process,
Yes.
which I believe we're all doing it all the time.
Of course.
And so that really is a comment.
Thank
That is
you.
a statement.
Well done.
Well, I'm also very thankful. I am in gratitude
Thank you.
due to all of my metaphysical teachers.
Yes.
And of
Including yourself.
including the physical ones, myself and others here.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
with my heart, I say that to you, to the universe, to all that is, to people here now.
Thank you.
That I am grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll move on because I had a series of questions and I was trying to block you out as I drove.
Block me out.
Sorry, but that's what I felt because I kept hearing the answers.
Yes. Well, why do you think they're coming from me?
Well, thank you. I hear it is Esasani. That's what I believe.
But it's your vibration.
It is my vibration, so
Yes.
that would be my future self.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to still block it out?
No.
Thank you.
His name is Ely.
All right.
I believe.
Now, again, remember, we don't exactly have names per
Understood.
se, but Ely in our ancient language means mirror. Yes.
Yes, which is appropriate for me, the person
Yes.
in this life now.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm stepping into him,
Oh, all right. Thank you.
and it's good. Something
all right,
else
yes.
I'm stepping into too. I'll move this along. Is I have a crystal skull that is
Inside your head.
Well, everywhere. Yes. I do believe, actually, I had that dream, a sleeping dream the other night. I woke up, and it occurred to me that a crystal skull was around me since birth.
All right.
When I was born, when I came to this plane of existence,
Yes.
this skull showed
Yes.
up.
Every being will make connections for this life from other lives and other places that will be representative of what they need to key into to help them in this life.
Okay, good, because that's helping me.
Yes.
I have this one chatterbox of a crystal skull
Yes.
who won't shut up,
All right.
and I don't
Seem
want
to have a lot of talky people around you.
Well, I do.
Talky beings.
The question to you I have is that
Yes.
I'm going to go and explore to find him.
Yes.
The funny twist is that I threw him off a cliff.
Oh, all right. It doesn't hold it against you.
Good. Yeah, and I see him. His name's Alfie, by the way.
What does that mean to you?
I don't know, but when
Sure
I,
you do.
Well, when
Sure you do.
Okay, driving it home. When I had him,
Sure you do.
He sang to me.
Sure you do.
He sang to
Sure
me.
you do.
What's it all about, Alfie?
What is it all about?
That's what I'm learning,
Ah.
and that's what he's teaching me.
Yes.
So I need to retrieve him
All right.
for the physical aspect. I knew that. I also answered myself.
And in retrieving him, you will retrieve another aspect of yourself.
Of course. And I knew, too, that I would answer myself this, that what is it that I don't know, already contain within myself to answer my own questions?
Yes.
But
But
this is physical reality.
yes, it is.
And I have a metaphysical toolbox.
Yes, you do.
And a physical toolbox.
Yes, you do.
So I need to carry the skull
All right.
for the excitement.
All right.
That's what I want to do.
Thank you.
And this, now,
Yes.
reflections. I threw this off the cliff.
Yes.
I might die.
Because?
I could die.
So,
Or get shot at. One of the two.
so,
Two options.
So?
Those are my two fear factors.
so,
And
so what if you do?
I don't want to leave my daughter or son behind.
Well, you're not going to, are you?
So I have to deal with those kind of aspects of death.
Well, yes, but didn't we already discuss the idea
Yeah.
that even after death you can choose to come back and continue?
Okay. So then I will go.
All right.
And I will find Alfie.
And do you trust the idea that if you're truly following in an honest assessment your true excitement that is representative of your true core self, that synchronicity will allow you to be where you need to be when you need to be there, and whatever experience you have will be apropos?
Yes, of
All right.
course.
All right.
I mean,
Then there's nothing to fear.
good. Then as a projected scanning of the frequency of where I'm going on the path that I'm on,
Yes.
how do you see this as an
Just be
outcome?
aware of self-fulfilling prophecies. That's all.
Good.
Don't set yourself up.
Yes.
and throw yourself off the cliff when you don't need to.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, and I sense that this is also guiding me because I am a planetary type of person, meaning...
That is good. In this life, the message is to achieve what you wish to achieve, sacrifice is no longer required. All right? Let that sentence sink in because it has many meanings and many levels for you.
Okay.
To achieve what you wish to achieve, to be who you wish to be in this life, sacrifice is no longer required. And that sentence itself, sacrifice is no longer required, comes directly from the skull itself. All right?
Alfie?
Yes.
Not the blue crystal skull.
Alpha.
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 That's his name.
Alpha. The prime.
The prime skull.
Yes.
Numero uno. Etheric.
For you.
I got it.
Sacrifice is no longer required. All right?
Understood.
Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful adventure.
Oh, boy.
Oh, girl. Don't forget to take along both sides of your personality.
Hi, Bashir.
And to you, good day.
Thank you for communicating with us.
Our pleasure. Thank you for communicating with us.
I would like to know much more about you.
Yes,
and
what would you
one
like to
of,
know?
of the questions is I would like to know if you are existing in physical reality and do you have incarnations there
Yes.
also like we have
Yes.
here?
Yes.
And another question.
Although our reality is slightly different than yours. Our vibration is different. The way we perceive and experience our reality is slightly different. But the direct answer to your questions is yes.
You have physical body, yeah?
Yes.
Have you ever had incarnations on the earth?
Just one. The channel sitting before you is my past self on Earth. Now, the channel has had many other lives, but I have had only one, the channel.
That means you can have, because I think the common way of thinking about reincarnation is our soul is continuum.
Yes.
But that's what you are saying right now. We can have a different experience with a different soul
Yes.
as our incarnations.
Yes. It's all possible because it's all going on simultaneously, and it just depends on how your consciousness chooses to perceive it.
That also can, is that means that we are having also some incarnations in your reality?
Absolutely. Many of you are incarnated in our society and other societies.
And I want to ask you one more question. The
Yes.
guy asked you about teleportation.
Yes.
And you said you are actually, depends of the different location, it's not the same object.
Correct. But you
Can
create
tell
a
me
continuity.
More? Yes, but can you tell me more then about the statement omnipresent in
Yes.
the entire universe?
Yes.
How that corresponds with this when you said that's a different quarter? How if the quarter is omnipresent anywhere and there is no location?
Yes.
Can you tell me, explain about that?
Well, yes, again, it's holographic. It's simultaneous. It's both. It's this and that, not this or that. Omnipresence means everything is everywhere. But from within a certain perspective, you can actually call out aspects to appear as if they are individuated in certain ideas called location. You can create a space-time reference, impose it upon omnipresence like a filter, and through that filter you can perceive only different aspects of omnipresence so that they seem individuated and separate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right. Does that help you?
Yeah, very much. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'd like to ask a question about your civilization.
By all means.
on this planet, many cultures have recreational activities called
Yes.
sports.
Yes.
And personally, I'm involved in like swimming,
Oh, all
long
right.
distance running, which from the point of view of a master of limitation, it seems like the epitome of like long distance running, like marathon, creating space and distance and time doesn't really exist, but still create it and still go
Yes,
through the
because
experience.
it can still be fun to do so.
Right.
Yes.
So, but your civilization have different physicalities.
Yes.
I understand. And
Yes.
so, what do you have anything like sports, or what
Yes.
do you do for?
Although they are not organized per se in the way that yours are. There are people that play games, but they spontaneously come together. When they all feel of a certain vibration to do so, they just show up and the game begins. And if there are people that feel like watching something like that, they just show up and get to watch. And sometimes it involves other objects and sometimes it doesn't. No tickets.
But do you go through?
Unless someone wants to manifest one for fun.
But do you go through some physicalities?
Yes.
Equivalent, like what we do.
Because that's fun too, from time to time.
So for that, you create within your physicality the experience. I guess I can't articulate it well, but
Yes. There is a particular game that is relatively common, especially among children on our planet, where they create out of energy a light ball and send it back and forth to different beings, and each being adds a quality to it that changes it as it goes until it becomes a true combination of everything in that group. And then they allow that to manifest out, disappear in a sense, but know that that energy has also been shared with the world. That's one game.
Wow.
Does that help?
Oh, very much interesting.
There are many different kinds of expression, creative expressions, even including the idea of games on many different worlds. You will find that it is, as many of you know, a way of expressing the self creatively that stretches the self, expands the self, allows the self to see things from new points of view, new perspectives. Playing is common to every enlightened being. You understand?
Yes, yes, I do.
It's just perhaps a different kind of play.
Right. Right. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. One moment. One moment. One moment.